Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So for today's video, I will be sharing my vegan high protein meal prep for this week. Super excited to be sharing this one with you guys. I know I say that every single time, but I do mean it. This one's a good one because it's not like my other meal prep videos. I feel like this one is super basic, easy, straight to the point. And it has some really good staples, and I figured why not share with you, even though I was a little bit hesitant because I was like, Natalie, is it too boring to share? But I feel like some of you really do appreciate the very easy, minimal recipes. So I'll be sharing this one with you guys, and I'll be sharing my 4 main meals. So breakfast, lunch, big snack, and dinner. And then at the end of the video, I'll let you know what I do with the extra macros I got left over for the week. And this meal prep is about 130 grams of protein per day, all vegan. I've been doing this for 9 years now, so I feel like I know what it takes to hit that amount of protein, and hopefully you guys find these videos helpful. Like always, I do like to throw a little disclaimer in there and just say that I don't do these to tell you my way or the highway. No, it's taking me a lot of trial and error, and this is what I'm doing right now that works for me at this particular moment. And I am 10 months into my improvement season. For those that are new here, I'm an IFBB pro in the sport of bodybuilding, the bikini division. And yeah, 10 months into my growing phase or recomp phase, whatever you want to call it, because I've been maintaining now since April. And yeah, eating maintenance calories. So I'll chat a little bit more about everything throughout the video, but let's get started with breakfast. So for breakfast, I am going to be making overnight protein oats. This is super easy, very simple. You can make it 4 days at a time and kind of forget about it. That's why I love it, because it just takes no time. So I'll be using the vegan protein powder from LivBody, the pumpkin pie flavor, and that's what's gonna help me up the protein in this recipe. If you haven't tried overnight protein oats, you have to. They're delicious, and I'm gonna show you a few tricks on how to make them just right. So this recipe, each of these containers will have 37 grams of protein, 39 grams of carb, and 12 grams of fat. So super balanced. Very high in protein and in carbs, so it will keep me fueled and energized throughout my workouts, because right after I eat breakfast, I tend to go and train. So this is my perfect pre-workout meal. I love it. So I'll be measuring everything out with my kitchen scale. Super convenient. I love this one. I can link it for you guys down below. I got it on Amazon, and it's super convenient because it doesn't have batteries, and I used to have kitchen scales that would die halfway through meal prepping because the battery would die. But this one, you just charge it with USB charging thingy. I don't know what it's called, but anyway. I'm gonna zero my container and put 40 grams of oats. And I kind of went a little bit over on this one, and I'll do that with each container. So once I finish adding the oats, and I add the oats first and not the protein powder, because the protein powder will stick to the bottom if you add that first. I love Anthony's, the brand Anthony's for rolled oats, and Bob's Red Mill. Yeah, those are my favorite too. I get these on Amazon and they're pretty cheap. You can buy in bulk, so love that. Then we're gonna add 10 grams of chia seeds. And that's about a tablespoon. And now we're gonna add dry currants. I love these. They're like tiny little raisins. You can also substitute these for dates or whatever dry fruit you like. I'm just gonna add 10 grams. And it's just to add a little bit of sweetness in there. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of stevia, a 1/4 teaspoon. You have to kind of see what works for you. I find that a lot of stevia products are completely different depending on what brand you get. So just experiment. Go very tiny the first time, taste it, and then adjust from there. I'm also gonna add a pinch of salt. I just find it brings out the flavors. And my pumpkin pie protein is pumpkin pie flavor, but I feel like it doesn't have a lot of pumpkin spice, so we're gonna add some pumpkin spice. I love pumpkin spice. I'm going a little hefty here, but that's just me because I love cinnamon. And then we're gonna add 30, let me double check, 30 grams of the LivBody protein. One thing you can do is that you can cover these as they are and keep them in the fridge, and whenever you're ready to eat, just the night before, just put your protein milk in there. I use about a cup, so 8 ounces, and then it's ready for the next day. So just let it soak in the fridge overnight. It's gonna be super thick and creamy and delicious. You can also, if you have extra macros, you can also add some nuts in there, like walnuts, cashews, whatever your favorites are, and just get creative with it. I switch it up a lot. Sometimes I'll do like a peanut butter and jelly one, flavored one. I'll do a chocolate one. I'll do an oatmeal cookie one. So I have a lot of fun with it. Sometimes I add chocolate chips. So yeah, possibilities are endless, and I think that's why this is my go-to. And then the morning of, sometimes I'll add persimmons if they're in season. Right now apples are in season, so I'll add apples. So you can add whatever fresh fruit you want on top. We're all done. I'm gonna cover these, shake them up, and put them in the fridge. All right guys, so for lunch, I am having my ultimate macro bowl. I love this bowl. I make it all the time during prep and off prep. It's just so good. It's one of my biggest staples. So I will be having some lupini bean seitan nuggets that I won't be making on camera because I have literally up here a full video on it. So go and check it out, and they're so good. I'll be having that with some rice, some spinach, artichoke, and Kite cream cheese, which is my favorite cream cheese, and it's made from almond, so it's a great source of fat. And let's get started with this meal. Okay, I have to hunch down to talk to you guys. So here I'm going to do the little spinach artichoke heart situation. I already cut my artichoke hearts, and I'm just heating this pan on medium heat. Some avocado oil, just a little spray, not too much. I'm gonna use about 120 grams of spinach. It looks like a lot, but it'll cook down. And this is enough for 4 servings for the week. Once the spinach is cooked down, all I'm gonna do is move the heat to low. I don't wanna cook it anymore or have it tasting super nasty. You don't wanna overdo it. So I'll put it in low. 60 grams of Kite cream cheese. Just gonna let that melt. All right, I am starting off my little assembly line. So I have my spinach artichoke concoction here. I have my rice. So for my lupini bean seitan nuggets, I love using the sugar-free barbecue sauce. It says it's honey flavor, but don't be alarmed. There's no honey in here. It's actually accidentally vegan, and it's super yummy. It has only 2 grams of carbs, which is super macro friendly, and I love to use it on my seitan. And all I do is I put it in a Tupperware. A little bit goes a long way. Put my seitan in there, shake it up, and then I split my seitan into 4 equal portions for the week. So this meal has 38 grams of protein, 53 grams of carbs, and 6 of fat. This is my favorite post-workout meal. It's really balanced and it has fats from the Kite cream cheese that is made from almonds. I absolutely love this meal. So for dinner, we're keeping the simple theme, and I'm making some potatoes that I just put in the oven. We're making some steamed green beans and some air fried tofu. And I'm gonna show you right now what I put on this tofu to make it absolutely epic. I have 6 ounces, so each serving that I'm making for each day, making 4, is gonna be 6 ounces. And then I'm gonna put them in a big bowl, coconut aminos, and we're just gonna cover it in that. And these are smoky coconut aminos. You wanna make sure everything's well nice and coated. And then you really can sprinkle whatever seasoning you want. I'm gonna use the chili lime seasoning from Trader Joe's. That is super yummy on tofu, but you could use adobo, you can use barbecue seasoning, but since I put already barbecue sauce on the seitan, I'm gonna skip that and just kind of switch it up. So I'm saving the rest of the marinade because I'm gonna use it halfway through the air frying process. So I set this to 350 at 15 minutes, and I'm gonna check it and then brush the rest of like the sauce in there. So the macro breakdown for my dinner is 33 grams of protein, 41 grams of carbs, and 21 grams of fat. It's a little bit higher on the fat because of the tofu. I'm using high protein sprouted tofu, and even though this one's higher in protein, it's also higher in fat, but very low carb. And I'm adding some extra fat with the miso mayo, which is a vegan mayo. It's really good, it's really tasty, but since I kind of ate moderate fats throughout the day, I have a lot of fats left over, so that's why I have a higher fat meal for dinner, but it's totally fine. I made lunch, breakfast, and dinner, and now I am going to show you my big snack. So this is just an avocado veggie sandwich that I love to have because it's very filling. And the macros for this snack is 17 grams of protein, 35 grams of carbs, and 9 of fat. So the fat is coming from avocado. I put about 30 grams of avocado and sprinkle some everything but the bagel seasoning. Gotta love it. And now I'm just gonna assemble it. So the main protein source is the veggie vegan bacon, bologna bacon, I don't know. It's from Yves. Love this guy. I find this everywhere. Target, Walmart, Whole Foods, Sprouts. It's so convenient and the macros are amazing. 10 grams of protein per serving, 2 of carb and 1 of fat. So it's super convenient. So I'm just using 3 slices of this. And I'm prepping only 2 sandwiches because these don't keep as good if I prep anything more than 2. So I'm not gonna go crazy making 4 of them. And then that way, if on day 3 I just want to have something else, I'll just swap this meal for something that meets those macros. So within my meal plan, I'm kind of very, very, very flexible. And I'm gonna add some really pretty cucumber. I'm gonna put some carrots in there, some tomato. I cut up some dill pickles and I'm just gonna throw those on the top. Look at all of those amazing, pretty layers. Looks so good. I'm just gonna put it in my container. So with everything I showed you today, I meet my protein goals, which is 130 grams of protein per day. Now I still have a little bit room to play with my carb sources. So I still have some carb macros to meet. And what I do is I don't prep those. So as my week goes on, I kind of listen to my body and like what I'm craving that day. So I have about 30 grams of protein, of carbs left. So I will use those for fruit, maybe a fruit smoothie, sometimes some popcorn, what else? Like some veggie chips, anything that meets those, that's just straight carbs, like a rice cake or a caramel rice cake, something like that. So I'm pretty flexible and I'll switch those things out. And I switch out my meal prep pretty frequently. Like I would say I switch things up every week, but I have the same staples. So I might just switch up the sauces or just create, instead of like those macro bowls that you saw today, I'll create those like taco flavored or like a Mexican bowl or an Italian bowl. So I get really creative with it, but I keep it very simple and easy. So I hope you guys got some amazing ideas that you can apply to your own meal plan or fitness journey or whatever it is that you're on right now. And yeah, I'm excited to show you the full end product. Alright guys, this is it. This is my meal prep for the next 4 days, with the exception of my bigger snack here, just because it just doesn't keep us good more than 2 days. And the reason I do make meal preps 4 days at a time is because I just don't like how food tastes after it's been like sitting there for more than 4 days. So even though I track macros and I meal plan and I do all of this, I still want to enjoy my food. I want it to be enjoyable and sustainable for me. So I want to have the best tasting food and enjoy every single day and enjoy my experience getting to stage. So even though I'm in improvement season, I do take the time to do this, and it's been really, really a game changer in this improvement season. So I hope you guys were inspired by my meals and get some ideas and try some of these out and maybe, you know, adapt it to your own meal plan. And like I said, I do have some macros left over after all of this is set and done. This is, each of these days will be 130 grams of protein, with the exception of having a little bit of carbs every single day that I left over for in case I'm craving popcorn, fruit, rice cakes, any of those things. I can fit them in and just swap something for the other. But yeah, I hope you got some ideas and enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new here, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!